Hey guys, Alex Pushkar here with Siren Marine in another episode of Siren U. Today we're going to be going over our SirenSat antenna powered by Globalstar. What's in the box, how to hook it up, and then how to sync it to your Siren Marine app. So when we first open the box of the SirenSat antenna, you're going to notice obviously the Globalstar antenna, this gray puck here. And you'll also notice the 6-foot power and input cable that we supply. This device we actually just lowered the price on. It did retail for $349 before. We dropped it to $249. So now the price includes the hardware, the power cable, and the $60 activation fee. So there is a subscription that's needed for our satellite customers. That's $300 a year. You can purchase 1, 2, or 3 years at a time. And that's something new that you can check out on sirenmarine.com. Now, when you first open the SirenSat antenna, you're going to notice that these words on the top of the Globalstar unit say it needs to be pointed directly to the sky. Unlike our Siren Marine device, which can be mounted flat or vertical, this doesn't need access, direct clear view to the sky. This could be mounted in your battery locker. You guys know the drill. Our bread and butter at Siren Marine is when your boat is unattended, right? When it's at the dock, it's on a mooring, it's on a trailer, at anchor, whatever it is. 99.9% of the time, your boat is inland and it's within one of our global cell range partners with Vodafone. With the Globalstar antenna, what this is going to do, it's going to transmit your position via satellite when you're outside cell range. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with putting this guy to power and also scanning it in our app. So we're going to start in the Siren Marine app. We've already taken everything out of the box. We're going to go to Settings on the bottom right. We're going to select Add SirenSat Device. And just like adding a wireless sensor, it's going to pick up a QR code scanner that's going to open on the app. And you're simply going to flip over the back of the Globalstar antenna and scan the QR code, or the barcode, I'm sorry, that lives on the back of the device. The Siren app will then tell you you have successfully scanned the Globalstar antenna, and you will press Add. It may take up to 30 seconds, and then there you go. It's going to tell you that you've successfully added your SirenSat device. You'll also notice the 3 bars that pop up on the top of the Siren app. We have our standard cell and GPS signal strength indicators. Now you'll see the SirenSat indicator. That will usually be low or red unless you are actually transmitting over the Globalstar network. If you're inland at the dock and you're operating on the cell network, you don't need to worry about it. It's when that your device goes offshore, you're going to get the notification that you are now on the SirenSat program and you'll be operating on that. Back to the SirenSat, the Globalstar antenna here. We're going to put this to power. There is an internal battery, but we do want to put this to power. It's going to be pinging your GPS position every 5 minutes and breadcrumbing, where you're headed. So that does, draw a lot of power if you're offshore for a long period of time. We want to put this guy to power. So that's what we have our cable here for. We have 2 Phillips head screws that I'm going to remove so we can insert our power cable to our Globalstar antenna. And we take this end of the cable. This also comes in the off position. So once you take that cap off, flip the switch to on. Put in the pin connector. Screw down the 2 black screws to secure this. I use a little flathead, it helps. The 2 wires that are coming out of this fuse connector here are going to be hardwired to power. So this is not only just a power cable, we also have the option to bring 3 additional inputs to the MTC that will then be transmitting over the Globalstar network. So not only are you just want to maybe monitor position, but you may want to maybe get high water alarms or additional siren inputs that you're already monitoring on your terminal strip. It's not going to work for wireless sensors yet. This is only for hardwired sensors. You can piggyback off those inputs with our Globalstar cable here, and you'll receive those notifications over the SAT network as well as position. So for this install video, we're just going to go ahead and piggyback off our battery 1 positive and battery negative inputs on the MTC. For our cable and our harness on the Globalstar antenna, the violet or purple wire is power, and the green wire is negative. So we have this coming out of this little fuse right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to power first. Now again, we've already scanned the antenna into the Siren app. And I'm going to put this guy to ground. Now, along with hardwiring this to power, we have the ability to also alert you over satellite on 2 inputs of your choice. Now, you can use the white and the light blue wire out of this harness to connect or piggyback into existing hardwired inputs. Those can be security inputs. Maybe you're down deep in the Bahamas, there may be a remote area with no cell and you're going to be operating over satellite. Not only do you want your position transmitted over satellite, but you may also want your 2 security sensors transmitted over satellite. So that's where we're able to piggyback and choose 2 inputs to also communicate over the Globalstar antenna. So for this exercise, we're going to put our white wire to security 1. And our light blue wire is going to be to high water. So that way we'll get security notifications over satellite transmitted from the Globalstar unit, as well as our high water sensor. You may need to extend some of these wire runs because the cable supplied is only 6 feet. So obviously you're not going to be extending the SAT end of the cable. You will just simply need to butt connect off these wires in the pigtail to your power supply and whatever other inputs you are looking to transmit over satellite. So now with my Globalstar antenna to power, and I piggybacked off my high water input and my security 1 input, I'm going to go ahead and clean this install up, zip tie some wires, and I'm going to replace the cap on the MTC to seal this terminal strip up. Thanks again for watching another episode of Siren U. Stay tuned for next week.